the battle took place.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Acting Lieutenant Ryan Moore. Now, the story or the history behind the actual HMS Pickle dinner is much more recent. Actually, it started in 1974 when the commander, or actually the Commodore of the Royal Navy Barracks in Portsmouth, asked to rename the barracks, which were originally the Victory Barracks to HMS Nelson. And he had to receive permission from the Queen for this change. The president of the gunroom mess of the warrant officers and the chief petty officers came to see him, and this was Vice Admiral Sir John Lee, saying, we would really like to organize a dinner in conjunction with the Battle of Trafalgar. The Vice Admiral suggested, well, instead of doing it actually on Trafalgar night, instead, why not do it on when the Pickle arrived on November the 4th? Because it would be much more, it would be easier for them to get guest speakers to come, because so many of the guest speakers usually go to the Trafalgar night dinners in the wardrooms. So in 1974 is when the tradition started that the gunroom hosted this event. So almost 50 years now. Now, the other thing too is that as we represent the gunroom, and also this is an event for the ratings for the lower deck, the more toasts, the better. Because a crew that does lots of toasts is a happy crew. So we're going to go straight into the toast for the day. Now, what's important, again, is that we do not clink our glasses. And secondly, traditionally, we'd be standing. But if we suddenly are standing in this occasion, suddenly you lose everybody's heads. And also, you might notice that, oh my gosh, they're only wearing their briefs because of the pandemic. So we will stay sitting during each different toast. So I would suggest right now to fill your tankard or glass with whatever you're drinking. Do remember, the quantity you fill, you must empty before the next toast. And I will ask Midshipman Tassigny, if I can find him. Where are you? There you are. To say the first toast.
Good evening, everyone. So the first toast, we're actually going to do tomorrow's toast, Sunday. The toast is to absent friends, and I think that's particularly, it's felt by all of us, I think, these days. What with social distancing in place and the fact we haven't had any events and we haven't had the opportunity to gather. So I'm sure we can all understand the emotion behind this sort of toast to the officers of the period that we represent. So pray charge your glasses to absent friends.
To absent friends.
And those at sea.
Those at sea. Oh, I have to remember to fill up my charger less next time. Woo. Okay, going across to the West Coast. I have to unmute and I have to first find him. Where are you? There he is. From the West Coast, there he is. Master Gunner James Shue, if you could lead us into, fill up your chargers. Good thing I'm not working tomorrow. If you'd like to lead us into our next toast, please, Master Gunner.
Yes. Our next toast will be for Monday, which is our ships at sea. I feel that this is also a very
This one hits particularly close to home, not only just in general life, but also in the tall ship fleet of a lot of sailors who are not able to return to their typical home ports and back to families due to the pandemic and the many restrictions thereof, and as well as a lot of merchant mariners who are kind of stuck in limbo out at sea, not knowing when they'll be able to come home. And so to that, raise our glasses to our ships at sea.
To our ships.
Our ships at sea.
Ships at sea.
Lennon, that's a huge tanker. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Master Gunner. And I hope things go well for you out on the West Coast.
Thank you.
All right, refill your chargers. All right. Back to our dear bosun, Mr. Hovey. If you could say our toast for Tuesday.
All right. As you can see, traditionally, the toast was to our men. There was another term at play during the same time as that we reenact, often used by the upper deck with reference to the men, not the scum of Europe, but our people. And I think I would prefer tonight to give a toast to our people. Every one of them, because a ship does not run on one person alone. Fellow mariners, our people.
Our people. Whew. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Hovey.
You're welcome.
Right, refill your charges again. I hope everyone had dinner. And I'm going to find our representative from the Royal Marines, Sergeant Seufert. If you would like to make the toast, the next toast, please.
Close enough.
I mute you.
Uh,
Wonderful.
we were asked to make a little anecdote, and I went searching, and I took this from Brian Lavery's Nelson Navy, and attributable to a Captain Basil Hall. No two races of men, I had well nigh said two animals, differ from one another more completely than the Jollies and the Johnnies. The Marines enlisted for life, or for long periods as in the regular army, and when not employed afloat, are kept in barracks in such constant training under the direction of their officers that they are never released for one moment of their lives from the influence of strict discipline and habitual obedience. The sailors, on the contrary, when their ship is paid off, are turned adrift, and so completely scattered abroad that they generally lose all they have learned of good order during the previous 3 or 4 years. Even when both parties are placed on board ship, and the general discipline maintained in its fullest operation, the influence of regular order and exact subordination is at least twice as great over the Marines as it can ever be over the sailors. Gentlemen, raise a glass to the blood, guts, and flesh of England's wooden wall. To ourselves.
To ourselves. As
To
no one else
ourselves.
is likely to concern themselves with our welfare.
I'll let the Admiral do that to us.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. It's great to see the Royal Marines. We don't see you often enough. You're too busy.
Quelling the Chesapeake.
Yes. All right, refill your chargers. I may need to get the purser to get me another flagon of rum. All right, now I'm looking for her. There she is. Bosun's mate, Hovey, also known as Siren.
Hello
Stand-
there.
Stand the line. If
All
you
right,
like
for
to,
my toast, go ahead.
yes,
Go
up
ahead,
to
thank
you.
you. For my toast, I'm going to alter the wording just a slightly bit because it's been a hell of a year, and I think this is a little bit more accurate. So, to a bloody war and a sickly season.
To a bloody war and a sickly season. Cheers.
And especially the sickly season.
Yes. May the yellow fleet will come down soon.
Let's hope.
Thank you very much, bosun's mate. Now I have to find the next gentleman. Mr. McMorland, where are you? There you are. Nope, that's Michael McCummins. Mr. McMorland, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, oh, super, great. All right.
I'm here.
So I'm wondering, are you filling up your charger with scotch or are you with rum?
Well,
Oh, 12-year-old rum. Very good.
for the occasion, you understand. Just
Yes,
for
of
the
course.
occasion.
Wonderful. If you could lead us on to the next one, sir.
All right. Well, I wrote a bit of a speech, but I'll reduce it a little for your sakes. Well, you know what the Friday toast is, if you've looked ahead on your agenda. And everybody knows we like a little sea room. We like a little more sea room now. Because this foe we're fighting requires we have sea room. And we fight them with masks and with alcohol, which isn't all bad. So, and it's not beaten us yet. So Nelson's toast, I understand his favorite was a willing foe and sea room.
A willing foe and sea room. I think I'm drinking 151 proof rum. Whew. And continuing on, I'm going to ask, is Rafe on? Oh, yes, there he is. He just raised up his hand. Perfect. Let me unmute you. So I'm asking you to unmute yourself.
I've
Great.
just muted.
All right, so everyone, refill your charger.
I shouldn't have started with a full mug.
That's why you're a landman. You're learning.
Yeah. First night for everything.
That's right.
So I was charged with Saturday, which is Sweetheart and Wives. As you can imagine, the last, 2020 has been quite the year. We've all been stuck at home with our sweetheart and wives and our families, which is appropriate because back in the 70s, the Royal Navy changed the toast from sweetheart and wives to families. I want to honor the tradition and acknowledge the modern tradition, so I'll merge the two. Something we can all be very thankful for this year, to our sweethearts, our wives, and our families.
May they meet. May they all be the same. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, and now I'm looking for, yes,
I can do it myself, Girth. I have the power.
wonderful. Thank you very much, Acting Lieutenant Moore. If you would like to bring us into the loyal toast. Refill.
I understand that this can be done sitting down, regardless of the Zoom issue. So I encourage everyone after 7 toasts of whatever you're drinking, and I'm just reading the correspondence here. Everyone's drinking some pretty interesting stuff, that we remain sitting for this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, the King.
To the King.
The King.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm just trying to find the right button to press. Definitely, Mr. Moore, next time I'm going to get you to do this for me.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah. So, trying to find now. Are there anyone who would like to make any other toast? Because we have approximately 8 minutes left before we all have to go back on watch. Lieutenant Wand has raised his finger. I'm asking you to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
I would
You
like
gotta
to make
fill
a
up.
toast to. Oh,
Okay, go for it.
I would like to make this toast to HMS Psyche.
Oh, that means we can't drink. Darn you.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Wand. Does anyone else wish to make a toast? Please put it in the chat box so I can see it. Anyone else?
I think Ed and David Schlecht both raised their hands.
Oh, okay. Oh boy, now you have to try and find it.
I think they can unmute themselves though.
Okay, yes. David, if you care to unmute yourself, and then Ed.
Thank you. Thank you for having me to your Pickle Club meeting here today. I'm dialing in from Brisbane, Australia.
Wow.
And you might like to join my Facebook group called the Pickle Club of Queensland, a very eccentric group. We hold Trafalgar dinners here in Australia, or Queensland particularly. I conduct a big one every 2 years. So it's lovely to see you all doing the same overseas. To our friends in Canada and across the world.
And the United States.
And the United States, to our friends across the world, my very best.
Cheers.
Thank you.
What time is it in Brisbane right now?
10 in the morning.
Good time to start drinking.
Just a little rum.
Yes.
At least it's Sunday.
Ed, I'm going to get you to unmute yourself. Come on, modern technology. You're not working. There. Oh, shoot, I had it. There you go.
I'm
Ed?
good.
Oh, you're good?
Yesterday, we lost a friend, a mentor, a gentleman from the War of 1812, Mr. Raymond Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to raise a toast in his memory. Mr. Hobbs.
Mr. Hobbs.
Oh, I can't drink more water. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Midshipman Tassigny, would you care to lead us off with the first verse? Because I'm definitely starting to feel as this song it is. Yes, exactly, Sergeant.
Well, I think after all those toasts, I think we're all feeling that way. So I'm going to put the lyrics to "What Shall We Do with a Drunken Sailor" into the chat box. I will take the liberty of starting us off on the first verse, but please feel free to join in if you would like, or definitely join in afterwards, because I am no lark. I might enjoy skylarking, but I'm no lark.
I'll try and unmute everyone.
Yes, yeah, everyone please unmute themselves.
Yes, please unmute yourselves. That's, oh, I hear Susan. I hear Susie and Gary.
It's skylarking.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah,
All right,
geez,
there I go.
you're here, John.
All right.
Two
All right.
skylarking.
Get ourselves going there, Midshipman. Sir.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Come on, Rory, lead us.
Hey, hey, and up she
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor.
Early in the morning.
Way, hey, nuts.
Way,
Hey, nuts. Way, hey, nuts. She rises early in the morning.
Lock him in the hole with the captain's daughter.
Lock him in the hole with the captain's daughter. Lock him in the hole with the captain's daughter.
Early in the morning.
Way, hey, nuts. I think we're all a bunch of drunken sailors.
I think we blame it on the Zoom lag, right?
Yeah, I think after 7 toasts, 8 toasts, I think we're all rather jovial.
7 glasses of
Well,
rum.
look,
Now,
I think we can all
supposedly-
agree that this works better in person.
yes,
Oh, I don't know. Right
Yeah.
now, it's
Does
working
it
very
though?
well.
I'd love to come down to Amherstburg. I'd love to come down to Brisbane. I'd love to come down to the Chesapeake, to Aurelia, to Washington D.C. Ed, you're not Ed, but Rafe, you're not too far. James on the West Coast. Ryan,
We've got a
you're
lot of
only
islands out here.
drive from me.
Where are you?
The McMorlands are down in Niagara. You know, it's one, and Bill up in Lieutenant Wand up in Aurelia. You know, we want to be able to get together on occasions like this because we miss each other. We miss each other's camaraderie, able to have fun, learn from each other, and, you know, share our passion of this time period. So I would like to thank you all for participating. I know there's a few others who unfortunately did not get the password at the last minute. And thank you. I think it was William or Ed or David who told me what the password was. And I'm the one who created the event and I didn't see the password. Therefore, in the future, I'll ask the acting lieutenant to make sure he's in charge of that component. But I'd like to thank you all for participating tonight. And everyone, be safe, be happy, and most importantly, be in good spirits. Cheers to one and all. And to Lord Nelson. And to all the sailors.
And to his immortal memory.
And to his immortal memory.
Aye.
Just to let you know, unfortunately, Commodore and Lady Hurlbutt were not able to make it tonight. But we think of them and we're drinking in there. We're thinking of them as we drink this last toast.
And we're drinking their share.
Yes, definitely.
We've already done that.
So, using terminology that Miss McMorland would know, slancha.
Slancha more.
Good night, everyone, and thank you very much for participating. Take care of yourselves. It's great to see you. Cheers.
Thanks, Garth.
Pleasure to meet you. See you all.
Pleasure.
Everyone.
Come by.
Guys.
New faces and old.
Yes.
I look forward to joining you next year as well, and I'll try to get the word out to the rest of the companions of the British Officers Club of Washington, D.C. I'm sure they would all like to attend.
That would be wonderful.
Wonderful.
We might do both virtual and actual next year. Hopefully, it'll be also actual.
Where are you located, Garth?
We're based in just outside of Toronto, Ontario, in Mississauga.